Hey all, here we are with our next fun lesson. This is one of the most fun photography techniques, I think, and that is slowing down the shutter speed. So we want to just, like in the previous lesson, use the shutter priority mode, which is that TV on your dial for time value, and AV again is for aperture value. And if you're using a point and shoot, I actually did not record doing the point and shoot. It just totally escaped my mind when I was out there on location, because we had so many distractions with people. It was such a beautiful day. There was a lot of people out there. But for your point and shoot cameras, what you need to do is to go through your special modes and find one that is slow. And for me, on my camera, the slowest one seems to be the firework shutters special mode, scene mode, the fireworks scene mode. But I'm not sure how much of a success you're going to have getting the dreamy water effect, but if you want, you can get some with the action shot mode that we used last time. That's faster. So just get in this lesson, go find some running water, any kind of running water, even if it's your kitchen sink, and play around with your camera. That is what this lesson is for. And our goal is to try to get that dreamy effect where we slow the water down, and we're going to be taking some looks at this. On your point and shoot cameras, to find that slow shutter speed, you can actually hear it. You can actually just observe your camera. Just take shots that you're going to delete later and listen. You can listen to how long the shutter stays open. It's very evident when it gets to be slow shutter speeds. So slow shutter speeds on your DSLRs are, you'll remember, 1/60th is the handheld general rule, because anything slower than that is going to catch your camera shake. So we also learned in the very first shutter speed lesson that handheld depends on the distance. So if I take my distance out on my particular lens to 135, then that is going to change what handheld general rule I have to 135th seconds or slower. So that's a big difference from 1/60th. So this is where you have to know your camera. So slow shutter speeds is basically anything slower than your handheld for your camera. And always remember the tripod. You cannot take these slow shutter speeds without tripods and have a whole lot of success. So what it does, makes things blurry. So blurry water makes dreamy water. These are all those shots that you see that are, you just go, wow, just real wow shots. And I know you know what I'm talking about. It also shows movement. So if you want to do those action shots of my hubby going by on a skateboard and try slowing it down a little bit, you can sometimes get the action shots, but we may try that as a different lesson in the future. Another one that may be a separate lesson, maybe further down. So don't do all of these things for this lesson. For this lesson we want water, but it lets in more light, so it's good for night. And actually, that's going to be the very next lesson, so don't do that even though I'm mentioning it. And streaks of light. This is also the next lesson where we're going to be making streaks of light, so you get a little preview of what's up coming up. And so you might find, for when you go out with your point and shoot cameras for this lesson, since those night shots you might find are slower shutter speeds, you might find that maybe one of those scene settings works well for water. Remember that you may have a water setting on your camera. You just have to go through and learn. Do share what you find on your camera if you're a point and shoot person and doing it this lesson. And so that is it for the slideshow. Before we do the movie, let's look through my pictures that I took on location at the movie and observe some of the settings. We went out, I was trying to think of the best place to get dreamy water around here. I could have gone to some fountains, but there would have been a lot of people around them also. Could have gone to some rivers. We tried to find a creek, but we decided to take a road trip and really enjoy the day. And we went out to this Bullinger Mill, and it is in Bullinger County, and this is one of the few covered bridges left in Missouri, and this actually used to be a working mill, and you can go touring in it. But these are some pictures I took from a distance, and like this one here, I plan on this is one I plan on making a pano with. I haven't quite done it yet. You see how this is a continuance of this same rock. So I just went far out at a distance here and took some pictures far away. Was testing to see where I could get some good shots. Here I was testing, obviously this shutter speed wasn't working well, and neither was this shutter speed. So we're going to pass by some of these. You can see I took a zillion shots playing, had a lot of trouble with people in the water, but these shots here were actually taken while I was filming what you're going to be viewing. And so let's take a look at them. Let's look at this one here, and we're going to open it up. And on this one you can see, and let's see if I can zoom. The scroll wheel doesn't work on zooming when I have the video recording. I'm not sure why. But you see here this water is frozen. We stopped it in time. It looks really this is what you get when you use a fast shutter speed. And so if I go in here and look at the properties, we're going to see that this shutter speed is 5/100ths of a second. So you'll remember that 5/100ths of a second or faster is a fast shutter speed. And so this particular one is what was used to capture that water going fast. And then each one of these, we could go through them, it gets a little bit more dreamy. Let's see what this one is. This one is 1/8 of a second. So if we open this one up and look at it, you can see this is really pretty and dreamy at 1/8 of a second. A big difference from the last one. Really, really pretty. And this one you can see is kind of blown out. This one, my shutter speed was open too long, you can see, but don't discount these, because I actually used this for my HDR photo, which I'm going to show you, which is the one I'm going to be putting in the thread. But if you get your shutter speed open too long, and of course this all depends on, we were outside on a sunny day, but this one is only 1/4 of a second, so we're not even into a whole second yet, and my camera was being open too long. So let's see what this one is. This one here looks to be, oops, kind of frozen. So let's see what it says. This one was, oh yeah, 13200 seconds in the 3000s. So yes, that is kind of frozen. That's not kinda, that's really frozen. And so this one here, let's just see, we're playing around. This one was taken then at 1/60th, which is right on the handheld, and we can see what it looks like. It's hard to zoom in without my mouse, and you can see that's middle of the road, not frozen, but it's not quite that dreamy effect yet. And so this one here, you could see, is really blown out, really blown out, too overexposed, and we're at 0.16 of a second. And so anyway, here are some of the other photos I took. We actually, I had fun, like with this one, trying to capture, I don't know if I went to aperture priority or what I did, don't remember, but trying to get the light coming through the bridge, and that was fun, playing with that. You could see this one here was way too much light, and so was this one. Might have been on shutter priority still. I was trying to get people walking through it. This one turned out real cool. Check it out. I was trying to get the bridge, but I ended up getting the sun like that. What are the settings on that one? Fast shutter speed, f-stop of 20. But I got a variety of the sun ones like that by accident. And then these turned out pretty cool too. This one is better because I got the inside of the bridge lit up as opposed to this one here, I think. But it was just a matter of just playing with different settings and standing in different spots. Oh, we took some photos through the little holes in the bridge. And so this is from the other side, some shots from the other side. So here are some videos. We're going to watch this one first, and I had a hard time with reflections. We had to redo these many times. I can't tell you how many of these we deleted because we couldn't get it to where you could see the numbers in the camera with the sun being out that day. And you're going to see me talking a lot, and again, I wish I would have smiled. But here we go. I'm going to play the video for you.
Okay, we're having a difficult time with reflections and lighting here, but we're in this beautiful setting, so we're going to get some beautiful photos. I want to show you first, up here on the top of my camera, I have clicked this middle button, and I'm going to scroll this wheel down here, see, till it says 2 seconds, because that's going to make it wait 2 seconds before it takes the photo, which is going to avoid some camera shake. And I am on the TV, the shutter priority mode, and hopefully we're doing pretty good here. You see here in my screen, I got my live view on, here in my screen is my shutter speed, and I can just move this up and down. You can see if I go this way, 8,000, that's my fastest. It's 1/8,000th of a second. And if I take a picture, it's not going to let me do it. Did you see it changed to 3200? Because in TV mode, it will adjust it to the one that actually takes a photo of some sort of exposure for you. If it can't get that, it goes to the nearest one. So we saw that it needed to be at least this 1/3200th of a second. So that's going to freeze the water and make it very crisp and clean. And here is that 1/500th of a second. This is considered fast, so anything there and faster is going to give you crisp, clean water. And now if I keep taking this down, there's the 1/60th, and that is that setting where anything slower than that you're going to want to have on a tripod, because the camera shake is going to cause problems. So I'll go ahead and take a photo with that. And now we're going to keep going down, so we're slower on the shutter speed. We are here at 0.3 of a second. Now this is where I'm going to maybe begin to get some of that dreamy look. So you're probably going to want to take a variety of photos. Here's 1 whole second. Let's see what that does. See, it's getting dreamier in here. So you can just keep going up and taking a variety of settings, and then when you get home, you can see if you have poison ivy. That just came to me because we're going to be getting poison ivy from the photos where we were earlier. You can see here, this is exposure simulator. It's telling me right now that it might not be a good exposure, that this one might be all white. But now that's pretty dreamy. Actually, that for this setting, that 8-second setting is actually pretty good. Let's go up a little bit more. And now we're getting a little bit too overexposed. And I'll show you what happens when you go all the way up to the 30, which is the highest. And it didn't take it that high, obviously, because it wouldn't let me. To get it that high, I'd have to go on to manual mode. Let's do that real quick, because I want to show you when we go on to manual mode. If you go all the way up, see, here's my highest of 30 seconds. If you go all the way up to bulb mode, I can hold the shutter down, and for as long as I hold that shutter down, that's how long it's going to snap that shot. And as soon as I let go, it finishes. Obviously, I went too long because the photo was all white. So that is the basics to get out and play with shutter speed. And hopefully we are able to get a good enough video with some of this. See, that was way too fast because I'm on manual mode. Let's see. Bring it on down. You can see the exposure simulator. Let's see what 6 seconds does. Little too bright. Oh, there's somebody out there playing now, so now it's time to stop taking photos. Hopefully I have some great ones to show you, but that's it. Get out there and do your photos.
Okay, a few things with that as I watched it again, I recalled I forgot to put in my PowerPoint this 2-second right here, the timer. When you're getting slow shutter speeds, you remember when we're doing the fast, it the action shots, so you didn't miss something that was moving fast across in front of you. We had this set on the continuous mode or sequential mode. Well, for slow shutter speeds, you're going to want to try to put this on the 2-second mode so that it takes it 2 seconds after, or whatever. Some cameras, my point and shoot goes up to 10 seconds, I think, whatever seconds you have. But some things, so you can get your hands away from the camera after you push the shutter speed so the camera quits shaking, because when you actually push down the shutter button, that itself causes the camera to shake, and so it gives you time to get your hand away from the camera for it to steady before it starts taking that shot. And so that is something that I probably should have included in the PowerPoint. Another thing is, yes, the poison ivy. We were afraid we were going to get poison ivy. It was much on our minds because when I was taking those first photos far away, I thought for sure I was spotting it all around us, and we were trying to walk around it. I think we did a good job. Neither of us got poison ivy, but we sure felt itchy on our way home. And so there's one other thing. Let's see if I can go down in this video to point it out, to find a spot here as I'm doing it right here. Well, maybe not. That's an afterthought. But you're going to recall right here is your I'm having a brain fart now. Compensation, exposure compensation. And remember that you might play with that also. I did play with that some when I was out doing my photos. So if you get it so you have a slow shutter speed with a, but that's going to affect, on the other hand, that might affect changing your shutter speed again. But you definitely try to see if your exposure compensation helps at all or not. You can try playing with it. There are so many things. Remember your ISO, you can play with that also. So there's so many things that are going to affect your photo. I'm going to go ahead and close this out, and I have here I think we're going to look at this first one. People got in the camera on this second one. This video just shows you a little bit of the area where I was sitting. It's so beautiful. I just kind of wanted to share it with you at the very end of the video. It's pretty short once I get it up here. Hopefully it will open up any second. I just love outdoor settings and being outdoors. I'm trying to think of some other places to go. We could have gone to the fountain that's in the lake at the park, which we were actually at this past weekend, and I didn't play there. Come on, open up. Should we look at some photos while it tries to open up? And of course all of these, like the brick of the building, I certainly will try to sharpen those and play with those with post editing. I will certainly go in here and do some this is the front of the mill here. This was shooting at the hip. I just lowered my camera and took a picture. Hubby was holding my bag while we were going back to the car. Why is that taking so long to open? This here is my HDR. There, here it comes. There was actually people out there fishing, and there were some kids. There goes a dog right there. They were throwing some stuff out there, and that dog was catching it and going back. And there were kids getting in, and every time I turned around, I had to stop taking pictures. It just made us relax a little longer. Beautiful, beautiful place. And so we're going to take one peek before we end the video. This is what I'm going to share, I guess, for one of the photos anyway. We'll see if we'll do more in the forum. This is actually taken while I was shooting with the camera, with the video, but this is an HDR, and I took, I think, about 5 photos to put this together. And I did sharpen it just a tad, maybe not, I can't not really remember, but you can see how pretty it is when you take these and take some of the fast ones and some of the slow ones and turn it into an HDR photo. So that is about it for this lesson, and I look forward to seeing your photos of water.